Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and Happy New Year's to every single one of you. I hope you have an amazing year ahead of you. So a few weeks and a couple of hair colours later, here I am. I took a bit of a break because I didn't really have much time before Christmas and before the holidays to film and edit videos. I was in a rush to fly back home and just get everything sorted, and also it probably doesn't help that I was really lacking motivation, especially during the Christmas holidays, but I am back now. I feel a lot more relaxed and I'm feeling a bit more myself again. Obviously it is now January 2021 and I just wanted to reflect on 2020. Obviously I'm not going to go into all the corona situation because we all know what's going on, but I am going to talk a bit about my mental health throughout the year, react to my goals that I set myself for 2020 and set some new ones for 2021. I'm feeling very optimistic about this year. I don't want to jinx it obviously, but I feel so much better going into 2021 compared to 2020, and I'm not saying that New Year and everything's going to disappear, but just personally, I don't know, I'm just feeling so much more motivated. It snowed this morning, made my day. It was magical, absolutely magical. So why don't we start with 2020 in review. Something I've really struggled with over the past year was my sleep and mental health. And I think it's very important to talk about this. I already went into 2020 with the wrong attitude. I didn't really want to go into the new year. I was like,
why is everyone so excited for a new year, a new decade?
I felt like everyone was making a huge thing out of it and I just didn't have a good feeling about the year. I was like so angry at myself for feeling that way, and then a few weeks later a few personal things happened that really upset me. It definitely took a huge toll on my mental health. In turn, that had an effect on my sleeping. I started getting really bad nightmares. Now, I've always had nightmares and vivid dreams, but it got so bad. I would wake up in tears, crying like 2 or 3 times at least every single night for literally months, and it drained me so much. And then I was kind of stuck in this vicious cycle of poor mental health causing bad dreams or causing me to not want to sleep, and the lack of sleep affected my mental health negatively as well, and it just kind of spiraled like that. That really did stay with me for the rest of the year. Working on my sleep and my mental health is definitely something that I'm going to do this year. Something a little bit more pleasant for me to talk about and something a lot more pleasant for you to hear about is creativity. So I feel like in 2020 I really reconnected with my creative side. I was very creative as a child, and then when I came to uni I kind of lost touch with my creativity, mainly because I was just so busy that I felt like I didn't have time for it. But during 2020 I made such an effort to reconnect with my creativity, and I tried out so many different creative projects, and I think that shows through my YouTube channel because most of the time I filmed it. But from picking up painting to painting on denim and reworking clothes in general, taking up random creative projects, also experimenting with videos, like the filming style, the editing style, the actual content. Like a video that stands out to me from this year was the video I made with a green screen. I also feel like I expressed myself a lot more with the way I dress, my hair. I bleached half my hair and now it's colourful, so we love that for me. We love to see it. I want to continue to push myself creatively and also express myself with the way I present myself, and not just wear a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. You know what I mean? Says me wearing joggers. Something that I think most of us didn't get to do this year was travel. I'm so lucky that I was able to go home and visit my family, not once but twice this year. In fact, I spent most of my year in Greece with my family. I'm especially grateful that I managed to go home for Christmas because I know a lot of people have spent the holidays by themselves. I also was going to vlog while I was in Greece over Christmas, but I didn't really stick to it because we all know how terrible I am at vlogging. I was also lucky enough to go on a few day trips with a couple of my friends. We went to London and Bristol. I also went to Kew Gardens. I think that was this year. I think it was early like 2020. I think it was like January or February. I went with the Photography Society. I think it was like in July I watched a video posted by Jade on the channel Unjaded Jade, and she made this thing called an impossible list and shared it with her viewers. I will leave the link in the description if you want to see more about what it is, but it's very similar to a bucket list where you write down some goals and then you actually have to build on them. The impossible list I feel really plays into manifestation and the law of attraction. So something that I really struggle with and I wanted to challenge myself with is public speaking. I really struggle with public speaking. I can barely speak to one person when I first meet them. And something I wrote down on that list was to give a talk, to be a panelist for something, whether it's like a conference or I don't know, like a talk, a seminar. And in my mind when I was writing that down, I was thinking like further down in my career. But I kid you not, literally a couple months later I get a email from my work asking if I want to be a panelist for a talk that they're giving, and of course I took the opportunity. I almost didn't, but I knew that I would regret it if I didn't. It was actually quite a big deal for me, like almost 200 people signed up for it, which is crazy, and it went so smoothly and I am so happy that I did it. Another thing that I had on that list was to enjoy photography again, and I've loved photography forever. In my second year of university I was on the committee for the Photography Society, which pushed me a lot, and it kind of pushed me towards like creative burnout in terms of photography, and it really upset me because I felt like I was falling out of love with the one thing I knew that I always enjoyed, and I tried to push myself. I filmed a few videos at the start of the year, or not at the start, like between April and June I'd say, based on photography with my sister Gabriella, you know her. And although I enjoyed filming the videos and I enjoyed the photo shoots, a lot of the time I struggled with the photos. I wasn't happy with them, they weren't what I envisioned. It really knocked my confidence down in terms of photography. That and just like some other instances. My sister is now in the process of applying for university and she needs a portfolio for what she wants to do, so we dressed up and went on some photo shoots while I was there over Christmas, and I just loved the photos and I enjoyed the photo shoots so much, and I was so happy. Like, I was bursting with excitement inside because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed taking photos and I am still so happy about that. I really want to bring that energy into 2021 with me. I don't want to push myself too much with photography, but I really want to enjoy it and get confident again, maybe start using my photography Instagram account. YouTube wise, this year has been really productive. I started posting twice a week. I started off the year with like posting like once a week at the start, and then it went down to like once a month, and then I picked up and started posting twice a week, which is something that I want to keep up. I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself to do so for the first half of the year because I'm in my final year of university and it is my final term. And something that I really want to achieve this year is hitting 1,000 subscribers. I think we can do it, but also at the end of the day, if we don't, that's perfectly fine. It's not all about the numbers, and what I want more than anything for my YouTube channel is for me to continue enjoying the content I post and for it to resonate with you guys. I want to create a bond between myself and you watching, and I want to feel like my content is benefiting people and that people are enjoying it and that I'm actually giving something to someone. I've also got my notes app with like my goals for 2020, so I think I'll just go like through them and like kind of react to them. I've actually done a lot more than I thought I'd had. So I split it into like 1, 2, 3, 4 categories: travel, YouTube, self-improvement and lifestyle. For the travel category, I really didn't get to do that much at all I wanted to go outside Europe, visit at least 2 European countries I've never been to before, visit Windsor because my university is really close to Windsor and I've never actually been. I was supposed to go at the start of the year, but it didn't work out because of Corona. And then go out, just spend a day in London, which I did do. For YouTube, I wanted to get monetized, enjoy the content I make and have a video over 2k views, and I didn't get monetized in 2020, but that's fine. I definitely enjoyed the content that I've made over the year. Yeah, there's nothing really else to say about it, and I've had more than one video hit 2k views. I think I've had a video with 3k views, like madness. For the self-improvement category, I've got 12 challenges, gained by medical engineering experience because that's what I study, and make myself more employable, and again I achieved 2 out of these 3. The 12 challenges I gave up on fairly quickly. I found it quite draining. I was going to set myself a new challenge each month, so like for January I think I did meditation for like 5 minutes every day. Biomedical engineering experience, I did an online internship over the summer. Well, I say over the summer, I did all the work in like a day, but okay. And then make myself more employable, I did through that, and I also did the talk, just like gain like small little experiences. Like I improved my programming skills a bit. So for the lifestyle category, I had start painting, start listening to audiobooks, express myself more through fashion, start learning a new language, and become more environmentally conscious / make more sustainable decisions. So I started painting. I started listening to audiobooks. I don't listen to them as much anymore, but I listened to a few over the year, mainly because I want to read books, but at the same time I feel like studying is a big chunk of my day, almost every day, and so I don't really feel like reading when I'm taking a break. Yeah, I knew that setting myself a goal of getting back into reading was unrealistic because it's not something that I really wanted to do, but I wanted to consume books, and audiobooks is like the perfect way to do that. Like express myself more through fashion, I think I did that. Start learning a new language. I think I should have specified what language. Yeah, I didn't learn a new language, but I did pick up French again. And then become more environmentally conscious and make more sustainable decisions. Yes, I feel like I've done that pretty well throughout the year, except maybe a few slip-ups towards the end. Moving on to my goals for 2021. I feel so much more inspired than I did last year, and I don't know how this happened because I really wasn't feeling inspired like a week ago. My mood's just like flipped like that, and I'm just suddenly feeling like really inspired and motivated, and I hope it lasts. So I'm gonna try and listen to a new song every single day, and I'm making a Spotify playlist out of it, so I'll leave a link to that in the description if you want to follow along. And if you have any music recommendations, like please let me know in the comments because I feel like I am going to struggle to find some, to be honest. I'm going to work on fixing my sleeping pattern and my mental health. I already went into that before, I'm not gonna like repeat myself. So I'm going to graduate university. I don't really know what I'm doing after I finish university. I've got a few different ideas in mind, but to be honest I get too stressed when I think about it, so I just like forget and like just block it out. Something I do want to do is start a small business. So yeah, this will be more towards like the second half of the year, and I think I might make a YouTube series out of it if I go through with it. I want to work on my creativity and push myself. I want to try out new mediums and styles. I got some gouache paints and some watercolor pens for Christmas, so I'm definitely going to try those out. I also want to pick up some other creative projects throughout the year. I'm going to start one in a few weeks maybe. So yeah, and I'm definitely going to be filming it, so stay tuned for that. I am also going to be moving out into a new place. As I said, I'm going to graduate university this year, and after that I am going to be an actual adult. I will be vlogging. I think living by myself, I will vlog a lot more. So travel is on my list every single year. I don't want to say that I'm going to travel here, here and here. If I have the opportunity to travel, then I really want to do so. I really want to go to France and visit my grandparents because I haven't seen them in over a year now. It's almost been a year and a half since I last saw them, and I really miss them. So I want to go visit them when it is possible to travel. and when it is safe for me to go and be with them, because obviously although I really want to go see them, I don't want to put them in any danger. And my housemates and I have been talking about organising a little house trip, so hopefully we'll go through that. I want to actually visit Windsor this year just because I live so close to it, and it's somewhere that I've wanted to go for ages, literally since first term, first year. Something else that ties into like travelling, and I'm not sure if that's going to be more of a 2021 or within the year after I graduate. I want to do a few workaways. And something else that I want to do this year is to film myself again, because even though I'm feeling myself at the moment, there's been loads of times where I've gotten so angry at myself, because even though physically I am in a situation with other people, I'm kind of like not really there. And I get angry with myself and upset when I do that. But I think I need to forgive myself, move on, and start working on being more present. I'm hoping that working on my sleep and mental health will positively benefit me in that sense as well. As you can see, I've got quite a few things lined up this year, or quite a few like exciting things to look forward to and things to work on. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments, first of all let me know like if you have any song recommendations for me to like put on my list. Let me know like a few things that you want to do this year and how you're going to make 2020 good for you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day and a wonderful year. Bye!
I would visualize things coming to me that I wanted or whatever. Drive home and think, well, I do have these things. They're out there. I just don't have a hold of them yet, but they're out there.